Welcome to Read, Write, Think with Renee. In this part of our Pivot with Puppet series, we continue our exploration of how puppets can serve as teaching tools in our classrooms at home, hybrid, remote, or brick and mortar teaching. In this episode, join Chase, Sophie, Elliot, and I as we unpack our conversation with 5-year-old Riley Kate. Through our reflections, we think about ways puppets can co-author shared experiences with children in ways that decrease affective filters and increase vulnerability and joy. When we smile more, we learn more. So let's think about ways we can be intentional about adding a little joy and smiling to our teaching when we pivot with puppets. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about our conversation with Riley Kate and Bun Bun. Elliot, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. So as a professional puppeteer, I was employing those 3 guidelines of breath, focus, and pausing while I was performing Elliot here. And for me as a puppeteer, it's really important that the character has eye focus. So that's the breath, focus, and pause. So eye focus, and that he is an attentive listener. So for Riley, who was the audience at that moment, Elliot was listening to what she was saying and invested. So I was performing that with eye contact, but also head tilts, and like puppies, like dogs do, like but we're an active listener and participant in her storytelling and her conversation. So
And I also noticed that you asked questions. So she would say something and you would continue to try to keep her talking, right? To extend that communication.
Yeah, I wanted to learn more about her story. She was writing a book. I've always wanted to write a book.
She was, I noticed how much she was smiling and laughing. She does have a pretty vivid imagination, and she loves to play and create. And I think, Elliot, you, for those brief moments, were a partner with her, kind of co-authoring that world, of even just like a quick conversation. And the chance that I thought was very interesting, that she went and got a story that she wanted to show to you. So she trusted you to show you and felt proud to show you something that she'd been working on. And so I think, to your point, Chase, the idea of those techniques, that eye contact, that listening, being an active participant, validates my identity, validates I have something to say, I have something important enough to say that someone is listening to me.
I did notice, though, at first she was a little like, what is going on? It took a little bit of an adjustment, but then I saw the smile beam and she was all in. But at first it was something so new. I mean, she's seen it on television or a movie, but seeing one that's interacting with her and saying her name is really impactful. And then she was smiling, and like you said, when we smile more, we learn more, right? So joyful classrooms are usually the ones where kids are learning the most and engaging the most. So if anything, this puppet is going to make our conversation with Riley or a classroom more joyful.
Absolutely. And that makes me think that, so 2 things: space for conversation, of getting to know, right? Just that space, and bringing in another character or a member of our community is helpful, right? So it just feels a little different and exciting. And to your point that, is there a way that we can introduce a character? Today we did it a little bit by the surprise factor. Riley wasn't expecting to meet Elliot, but is there a way, that could be interesting to think about? How do you introduce characters to a class community, or to an individual reader or writer, to an individual student?
And that's fun too, because puppets don't know they're puppets.
What? Excuse me?
So Elliot is a part of our classroom.
And I brought Bun Bun here just in case, but that was interesting for her to have Bun Bun as a,
She was automatically a puppeteer.
yeah, yeah.
And she went back and forth between Riley and Bon Bon.
Yep, yep.
Mm-hmm. And used different voices in her storytelling, which was something she's already been doing. But interesting.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely, yeah, I think it's a win. It's 100% win, right? It's fun, I think, for the puppeteer. I think it's fun for the audience. And I mean, maybe fun's not the right word, but it really is. It's joyful, right? It's hard not to smile. And I do feel like it's a safe place to, over time, perhaps, or not even, I feel like that was in just a few minutes, Riley felt comfortable enough to share some of her work with you, Elliot. And so there is a way that perhaps puppets and characters can help decrease some of the, filters that kids have on, or increase the vulnerability in showing up the fullest of themselves.